guys, it's Dawn here, and today I figured I'd go over some trimmers tools to trim hooves. All right, there's a lot to go through. So this isn't farrier tools are going to be similar, obviously, but I don't work with shoes, steel shoes. So that's going to be the difference. All right, none of my stuff really has much to do with steel shoes unless it's to take them off. First off is gloves. I definitely need gloves. My hands get really torn up. This is from the nippers, and I don't know. Okay, so gloves are very important, and I'll get cuts and stuff if I don't use gloves, and sometimes even when I do use gloves. All right, can you put them down, please? And then also my trimmers chaps, those are a must-have for me. A good hoof pick. I love my iCar hoof pick. A good hoof pick is a must. And then this is a flow tool. This is custom made, and I'm not very great with it, but other people are great with theirs and love theirs. So this is something really nice. It's a hoof pick on one end and then a flow tool on the other side. They are custom made, and they are great. So that's nice. And then I have an assortment. Oh, I'm getting handed things. Wire brushes, hoof brush, wire brushes to brush off your tools. Okay, self-explanatory. And then cheapo knives. Cheapo knives are great. Learn how to sharpen your knives and do it with a cheapo knife. This was the very first hoof knife I ever got. Came in a kit, but I can shave with this, and it helped me learn how to sharpen my better blades. And then some other knives that I have modified for different cutting needs. Then sharpeners. This type sharpener is great, a chainsaw blade type sharpener. This is a Lansky and it folds. So yeah, this is a must-have to sharpen inside the Lube knives, and also blades if you use the, what do I use? Oh my gosh, that electric hoof knife thing, the Hoof Boss, then you'll need something like this. Although when you purchase their set, then it comes with it. And this is the other very common, it's by Save Edge. This is a common sharpener that farriers will have, and this one is great as well. I need to clean these off. All right, nippers. Your regular nippers are going to have a blade like this, okay? Let's see, I have some brand new, oh no, I'm not there yet. Here, let's put this down, sorry. Dakota's helping me out. So these are brand new pair. These are regular 12-inch classic nippers, okay? And this is how the blade is. You see how the blade is flat. This is what you're going to use to trim the hoof wall all the way around, unless if you go electric or grinder manner, right? Or just rasp it. But if you have a bunch of wall, then this is your classic nipper, all right? It is made easier to use by, this is a 12-inch. I have one that is even smaller. This is custom made for me, or custom modified. So this one is like an 11-inch. See how this one's smaller? And you see how this one is open? It's because there's a spring on it. And you can actually just buy this spring and attach it onto any of the nippers, and it just makes it much easier for one-handed operation. So this is 11-inch, and it has my initials on it. And the people that I get these from, they're reforged. They're great. And then this is my, the people that I get it from is Rafter. Oh, I don't remember anything. Rafter V farrier reforging service, something like that. Ask me again on Facebook if you want to know. So this one is my 14-inch. You see how this one is 2 inches longer? And not only can they take regular nippers and cut them down, they can also set them to rest closer together than normal and stuff like that. So like I tell them, hey, I'm a weak little chick, do everything to make it nice, and they say, okay, we're gonna make a set so that the handles are closer together, and we'll cut this down and stuff. And then I called them back and said, hey, I want 14-inch, and then they said, okay, we got a set that we can actually reforge for you, and that'll make it good. So, and when they do that for me, they are reforged, which means they are used, but they reforge it so that they are like new. The only thing is, brand new ones can only be reforged an X number of times. I don't remember how many. It all depends, but I think it's something like 3-4 times. You'll have to ask them. It's something like that. So it's only an X number of time that they can be reforged or resharpened. So what happens is, if you just sharpen this, the blade is going to get shorter, and you see the stops here, it's gonna make it so that the blades don't even touch. So when they resharpen it, they actually have to cut down on all of the stop too, to make it so that they meet perfectly again and all that. So that's why it's just more involved, okay? So anyways, so your half rounds, and what I was trying to explain before about how the half rounds are not your everyday nippers, and this is why. Can you see the scoop on the inside of the half rounds? These are originally made to scoop out a section of the hoof wall so that clips can be put in. And then if you look from the top here, it's not flat. Let me see if I'm coordinated enough to grab both of these at the same time with my one hand. Oh, look at that. Okay, so the one on the right is the regular classic nippers. You see it's a flat all the way across. And then the half rounds has this rounded surface. So it's going to cut in a round manner. Perfect for making a little cut out of the hoof wall to where the clip of a horseshoe can go in. But also, like if you needed to dig out something or just hard to reach places, okay, then that is where these nippers would come in. You see how this is a curved versus, sorry, I'm doing all of this holding my cell phone in one hand and juggling. All right, there we go. So you see how one is a flat edge, the one on the right, that's your classic nipper that you're going to use to cut wall. Focus there. And then the one on the left, that's your half round. That is going to dig deep and cut deep into something, not cut flat. So close these. All right, so you get the idea. So that is the difference between the classic and the half rounds. The easy pulls, this is to pull off a shoe. So it kind of looks like classic nippers, but it's a lot thicker and it's a lot bigger around, because this is going to want to fit around the shoe, get under between the shoe and the hoof, and then you can pull it off. And you can see this is not really sharp. It is beveled, but it is not a clean sharpness of your nippers, because it's not really meant to cut. Okay, the one on top, on the bottom there, oops. Okay, the one on the bottom over here, that's the nippers, and then the one on the top here, this is the pulls. So this is to pull off a shoe, okay? So those are to pull off a shoe. And then a crease nail puller. This, look how little this is. See how narrow this is? This is to fit in between those gaps in the shoe to grab the nail head and then you would grab the nail head in between the cracks, and then you can pull them out, and it makes it really easy. So in the creases of the shoe, and then you grab the nail, and then you can turn them and pull them out. If I'm not doing that right, then just say something. I admit, I'm telling you right now, not just admit, I am not a farrier, but I figured, yeah, that's good to have. So, all right, so then we come to, I love these. I basically use these as cuticle scissors for my horse, all right? These are bonsai knob cutters, and I love this one that is this shape, and they also have this one, which these I originally had because I did bonsai. So, and you can see this is almost exactly the same as nippers, right? So that's why I threw them in with my, in my trimming bag, but as you can see, I don't hardly ever use these because it's kind of hard to see, I don't know. This one is just really easy, and it works just like cuticle cutters where you would just snip, snip, snip around. I clean up the frog and the back of the heels and central sulci and sulcus and stuff like that. My favorite hoof knife that I use all the time is the iCar Lube knife. This is, you can use in either hand, and it is amazing. I use it all the time, okay? And then strong second is the offset, what is it called? Offset something, I don't know, hoof knife. iCar as well, and I love this, nice and deep. The Hall loop knife is okay. I rarely use it because it doesn't hold an edge, not like my good blades. These are good quality metal blades, okay? Then this is a specialty thing that I just got at the sale, just only because it was a great sale, 70% off, and so I got it because I'll probably never, farrier tools seem to never be on sale, So that's all, but this is a small, and this is a Deluxe loop vet knife. So you see how tiny that loop is? It's basically perfect to be able to dig into, like to dig out an abscess or something. Not that I am into digging out abscesses, but there have been times that I want to, clean out something, I don't know. It's good to have, it's a tool. So here's a small and here's a medium, and that is the size difference between the two. Those faces might help. There we go. So here is, so they're going to be very sharp, very strong. It's going to last me my lifetime, I'm sure. This is not something that gets used all the time. It's not for regular trimming, but you got a delicate case, you got something going on, it's always good to have the right tool for the job. A regular screwdriver is always handy. A flathead, especially if you work with hoof boots and glue-ons. Some kind of blade, some kind of Sharpie is always handy. Okay, now rasp. My favorite rasp so far, and I haven't had that many rasp experiences, but my favorite so far is the Heller Black something. Those are my favorites. But since the Bellattas were all on sale, I have a ton of Bellattas right now, and honestly, they've been fine. The different handles, here, can you put this down? Thank you. The different handles. I tried a whole bunch of different ones. I love these two, I think. This one, I think, was the cheapest one. Sometimes it's a little bit loose. I gotta remember to ask my husband to use his man strength and tighten this down for me, which is maybe all that it needs. I don't know. I feel like there's something loose in here anyways, that It always just loosens up just a half smidge to where it rattles, and that annoys me. These other two don't. These other two don't do that. They're very solid, no rattling and all that, so they work fine. As far as the blade themselves, I wasn't too thrilled with the Bellotta Classic, but the Bellotta razors, I've been happy with those, but still my favorite is the Heller or Keller. Keller, I got that in my head right now. I can't remember what it is. But that one, the black one, that's my favorite. This smaller rasp is just something that I had left over from before, and I keep it on hand, which is a good thing that I did because it was great for the mini. And then I got this Shinto saw rasp, which is it's this saw type rasp. So the cool thing about it is that you can actually go in two directions. Unlike a traditional rasp where the sharp is only in one direction. It's all these little cups and they only go in one direction. So you can only swipe it in one direction, right? Then you gotta flip the whole blade and then swipe the other direction. This one you can go in either direction. So that's kind of handy. And you got a fine side over here, and you got the coarser side, all right? This is good for small, tight situations. I am not a fan of it, although a lot of other great trimmers love it. And so, you know, I think it's just a personal preference thing. It makes these marks on the hoof. It takes out, you know, it makes these marks. Even the fine makes these marks. Okay, try to remember this, all right? And then look at this. The fine on this is going to be a smoother finish than the fine on the Shinto. And remember with this, you can use the coarse side, you can use the edge, you can use these parts, you can use the fine side, all of that around. This one, you have your coarse side, your fine side. So it's a very interesting tool, and I still probably have to get used to it to fall in love with it. So it's not a love connection that I have with this, but it is a good one to have in your toolbox. You know what? This is on Amazon for real cheap. I don't remember how much, $14? I don't remember, but something real cheap, okay? And then the other thing that I love, let me see. All right, did I show you everything? I showed you, yeah. The other I put all my tools in here, and what I'm going to do is have the tools that I always use in here, and then in another separate box I'm going to leave the ones that I don't use in my vehicle but not on hand. And then the other thing that I really love are these pouches. I made and sewed all these pouches for all my individual tools, and so they slip in, and I love that. It helps me stay organized, plus this allows me to slip each and every one into a pouch and then throw them all into there standing up, and they're not going to clang and bang and dull and stuff like that. And if I wanted to, I can coordinate, I can remember which, you know, ones goes with, you know, what colored case, and then I remember all that. Every single one of my tools has its own individual pouch, and I love that. I love that organization, and I love the protection that it gives. And it's really easy to make, it's really easy to use, and it's going to last you a lifetime too, right? All right, so let's see. The only pouch that's a little bit different is this one, just because this blade is so aggressive, or these blades so aggressive, I cannot slide it into a traditional pouch. I have to put it in. So, hey Dakota, can you come here and help me put this in this pouch? Can you tuck that in here, please? that up and slide it in there? Yeah. So if you try to slide it in, it's going to catch on the insides. So that's why I made a pouch that I can open up, place it in, and then snap shut again. Oh, it's not on me. My daughter is not being very helpful right now. She laughed, got caught. Okay, so anyways, yeah, these blades just catch on everything. So that's the only pouch that's a little bit different because this blade is just really aggressive. And you can see it won't slide. It's grabby, grabs. All right, so that one has to go in there. But you can imagine with all this metal, especially these, they're expensive. All these GE nippers are really expensive. You want to protect them, you know? And it's dirty out there. I always have a time when I sit down and clean and oil everything, but still they get dirt, dust, and all that on them. So as much as I can try to keep them safe and protect them, you know, it's worth it. So there you go. Hope that helps explain all the different tools. If you're starting out, what do you need? I don't know, something to carry your tools in. I just got this from Home Depot. It's just a husky. I've tried many different types of bags and stuff. I carry this around everywhere, so this is easy. A hoof jack. I have a regular size hoof jack, and then I have the geriatric hoof jack. If you're starting out, I would say some kind of hoof jack might be nice. Gloves is a must. You're going to cut yourself. Trimmers chaps, really nice. For me, it's a must, but for you, it may be optional. One set of regular nippers. You need the nippers, you need a rasp, and a good handle. I prefer this type handle. This is a Heller handle, and this is, I don't know, just a thicker handle. Some people even use just a cut up a golf. Is it a, no, not golf. Wait, is it a golf ball? They cut. What do you mean? Yeah, you don't know. Don't say yeah if you don't know. I don't remember if it's a golf ball or a tennis ball. That it was one of those hack things that they drill a hole and then, anyways. So you can even use something like that, but a good handle and a good rasp, okay? And then maybe one hoof knife, a regular hoof knife, maybe offset. Oh, what does offset mean? I'll show you what offset means. This is your traditional hoof knife, straight blade, and this is offset, so it's going to drop down. Okay, so trying to get the angles right for you. All right, so that's the difference. So maybe an offset hoof knife, maybe definitely a loop knife. Loop knife is very, 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 very handy. What else do you need? Hoof pick and sharpeners and wire brushes to brush off your rasps, all right? And then education. Education is the number one, all right? So, all right, so there you go. Hope that helps. And if there are any questions, let me know. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.